Hey guys, it's been a hot second since I've uploaded anything to this channel, huh? There was something that happened a couple months ago that just kind of knocked me off my game and kind of, just really threw me off, and it's taken me a while to, pick up the hobby again, but I'm back. Here I am. So, I would like to introduce you to a new member of my little Reborn family. So far, I just have Violet, but now she gets a sister. If y'all don't know, Violet was my first Reborn I ever created. I've come a long way since I created her, and I think y'all have seen through my progress on my Instagram and through my videos that I have come a long way, and my style of reborning has changed a lot. And so I don't necessarily take Violet out as much anymore because part of me feels a little embarrassed. I mean, I know I shouldn't be, because I mean everyone has to start somewhere, right? But at the same time, it's like, yikes, I have definitely changed since then. But, so Violet has a sister now, and I would like to introduce her to you. Some of you may remember her. She has been on this channel before, I do believe, but now she is a permanent part of the family. Ta-da! My Lavender Awake that I created. I created her earlier this year, and she was my first Reborn I created using a new tutorial I'm using. And so, yeah, I caved. I kept her. I was gonna sell her, and I really I do need the money because eventually I would like to save up for a service dog for myself. I don't know if I've mentioned it on this channel, but I am mentally disabled. I have autism and depression and a few other things going for me, so a service dog would be great for me, and I need to work towards that goal. And I plan on working towards that goal. I do have another Reborn that I plan on creating and selling, and then I also still have the Darren Asleep that I am planning on selling as soon as I can get that all squared away and get him up on eBay. But I caved. I caved. It's kind of like a foster failure if you're fostering an animal. But yeah, I decided I was going to keep my Lavender, and so her new name is Magnolia Rose, and she is just the most perfect little thing. I am so in love with her. So I decided that today I'd be doing a changing video with her for y'all, since she hasn't been changed since I initially took her pictures back when I was planning on selling her. So, so I decided I'd change her into an actual, sort of coming home outfit for y'all. Alright, I hope you guys can see alright. So here's little Miss Magnolia Rose. We're going to be changing her out of her little onesie that I used to take her pictures in. Technically, I could just keep this on underneath what she's gonna wear, but I figured, might as well change her into a different onesie underneath. Because she just has a basic diaper on, so I am going to be changing her into one that is a little cuter. Okay, I am forgetting how to undress a doll. It has been so long since I've done a changing video that it's like, okay, how do I do this? That just proves that I need to be on this channel more now, doesn't it? Alright. Whoop! There we go. Right. So I hope nobody gets offended by, cloth doll parts. Oh no, she's naked. I can't remember what company these diapers are from. I know you can get them in small packs on Bountiful Baby. That's where I got them. I cannot for the life of me remember where they're from, but it's a nice summery little diaper. Gotta love strawberries. Strawberries are probably one of my favorite parts about the summer. My dad makes a killer strawberries Romanoff, which is just one of my favorite summer desserts of all time. There we go. Now she's got a pretty diaper on instead of that basic Pampers one. And this is just a plain white onesie that I'm going to put on underneath. I've seen other Reborn YouTubers do that, so I mean, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me, right? I guess that way the baby stays warm underneath the clothes, but I've never owned, or not owned, I've never had an actual human child, so I wouldn't really be the most well-versed on that. I've babysat before, but not for like a newborn infant. So I wouldn't know. Pardon my dog if you can hear her in the background. She likes to bark when she's excited. As many dogs do. I wish we had kids in the neighborhood that I could babysit these days, but all of our neighborhood kids have grown up and moved away. So sad. This onesie is a little big for her, but it also has not been washed. I just took it straight out of the package. I am super bad about that. I don't really wash my baby clothes before I put them on the doll, which, you know, that's not the best idea, but, you know, whatever. It's a doll. Sorry, didn't mean to break the immersion. But, yeah, I'm not great about washing clothes before I use them. Fun fact, you really shouldn't do that with actual human clothes because sometimes there is a flame retardant that they put in the fabric, and that can cause your skin to break out. I learned that the hard way in middle school. I got a new set of pajamas, wore them straight to bed instead of washing them, and woke up the next day and had these little red bumps all over. But I don't think Magnolia Rose minds. She's just a little guy. I don't think she's at any risk of breaking out. So this outfit I got from Target. It came with the original onesie she was wearing. It was like a 2-pack. It had the Nice to Meet You onesie, and then it had this little outfit underneath it. These are unicorns on the fabric. Super cute. And then it's also got this nice little, I don't know, what do you call that? A jacket, jumper? Not really well versed on clothing terms. I'm not a fashionista or anything. It's hard to remember to not just like throw her around because part of me is like, oh, she's just a doll, but then on the other hand I'm like, I don't want to break the immersion. But me talking about it is part of breaking the immersion, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, but I want to try and be as respectful to her as I can and not just throw her around. Gotta be gentle with her. There we go. Now isn't this just cute? It's a little warm for summertime, I'll give you that, but it's just too cute to resist. And besides, babies get cold easily, so the air conditioning might be a little cold for her. There we go! Oh, let me move her down a little bit so you can see. There we go! It's kind of hard to see my little preview screen because it's at an angle, but here we are. Here's little Miss Magnolia Rose. Ta-da! So she does have a magnet in her, but I did not have very strong magnets at the time that I was creating her. This is part of the reason why I decided not to sell her. Because she has a magnet, but it's not super strong, so if I put a pacifier on her, it will likely just fall off. Which isn't a big deal. I mean, if I'm just displaying her, then I can just stick it on and not worry about it, but if I'm handling her, then it doesn't really like to stay on. Which isn't a big deal. Not all babies need pacifiers, but they're nice to have. But I ordered some new magnets, so my future dolls will have better magnets in them, which is exciting. I used to order them from Bountiful Baby, but then it got, you know, like I would have to order ones every time, and I was like, screw this, I'm gonna buy them in bulk. So I got them off of Etsy, which was nice. So they're super strong magnets, which is exciting. That way the little pacifiers don't just fall off like they do with Magnolia here. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing okay during this whole COVID thing. It's been a wild ride, let me tell you. I actually just finished up my final class for my associate's degree in art a couple weeks ago, and I had to do my last 2 courses, well, half of one of them and then the other completely online, because halfway through the spring semester they shut everything down for COVID, and I had a teacher that I really liked for that class, so I was super bummed out about that. But my final class was entirely online, and I don't do well with online classes. I'm just not the best at self-motivating. But I managed to get through it, and so I'll be blah blah blah. I will be graduating at the end of the summer semester, so that is very exciting. But yeah, now my parents are like, you need to get a job, and I'm like, I can't, no one's hiring right now. So that's, I mean, they're not like super pressuring me about it, but they're like, you need to be thinking about it, and I'm like, I would be thinking about it if it were an option, but it's really not at the moment. There is one place that I would really like to work. It's this parrot store, a couple towns away from me, and I love going there. I have owned parrots for about 5 years now. I have had budgies up until now, and then very soon I'm going to be able to bring home my very first conure. And I love going to the store. The people there are super friendly, super nice, and I would love to work there. And I talked to the guy who is, I don't know if he's a manager or if he's just the guy that works there the most often, but he's there every time I go there. And I asked him, I'm like, are you guys hiring anytime soon? And I meant after COVID, but he was like, no, not right now. And I'm like, no, I don't mean right now, I mean after COVID. Are you hiring any part-timers? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, after all this is over. And I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. I wouldn't even consider going out and working right now, honestly. I just don't want to put myself at risk right now. But it's been a wild ride. And so I want to take a moment to be a little serious, so let me change my camera angle and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So I just wanted to take a moment to remind you guys that not every person you lose in your life is a loss. I've been going through it in regards to friendships lately. I feel like this whole COVID thing is stressing people out and revealing people's true colors. And not everyone you lose in your life is a loss. Sometimes people will show their true colors, and the best thing for you to do is to get out of that situation. So, just my little serious moment for the day. But I hope you guys are staying safe and staying healthy. Make sure to wear your masks, keep washing your hands, keep using your hand sanitizer and all that good stuff. And hopefully I'll be back at it again soon. Right now I am actually working on a Maddie by Bonnie Brown, and that, let me tell you, is taking me forever, because I had the bright idea that since she's going to be a personal doll for me, that I was going to root her. And I already take forever and a half to root dolls, which is why I'm not going to be rooting dolls going forward. I am either going to be commissioning people to root them for me if it's a personal doll, and then just painting the hair if it's a doll that I intend to sell. But I had the brilliant idea that I was going to root her myself, and it's looking really good, let me tell you. But at the same time, it is also taking a million years, because not only do I already root super slow, but this is a very big doll head compared to the normal newborn size. Maddie is a giant. And so, so I'm hoping to get back into reborning, and I have another Lavender Awake that I plan on creating and selling this one instead of keeping it like I did with Magnolia Rose. But I'm trying to finish up the Maddie. So I have these sections of hair, you know, I do a rooting map, and I've done 2 full sections so far out of about like 15. So one of the ones that I finished up recently was probably one of the biggest sections, so that's encouraging, but it still is, it's a process, and I might take a break from her and just create the lavender just to get something out there, because I've been absent for a long time, not only because of personal issues, but just because I have been working on this Maddie for so long. And so it might be a good idea for me to just take a break from her and get some painting done. But we'll see. I don't know. It's all just whatever happens, happens, you know? I'm just going with the flow at this point. That's all you can do during times like this, you know? I mean, you just go where life takes you. So, anyway, yeah, keep safe, keep healthy, keep washing your hands, keep wearing your masks, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!